Everyone, and welcome to another Course in Miracles lesson today. But today is slightly different because we're in another review period and we're in review 2 today. So we're on lesson 81, but we're going to be reviewing lessons 61 and 62. So I just want to give an explanation of what we're going to be doing in this review period. And I've got some pens here with me just to help give a bit of a visual representation to help us understand what we're going to be doing each day. So there are 3 parts to the review. And what happens is we have one lesson, which is part 1. So this is the red pen. Part 1 of the lesson is we need to focus on that first lesson for the day. And there's a long practice period within that lesson. So one long practice period. So we've got the long practice period and we've got the first lesson until maybe midday. So we're going to listen to this lesson until the middle of the day. And in this long practice period, what we're asked to do is first take 15 minutes and we're going to read over the lesson and the comments underneath. And we're going to really allow that, take 3 to 4 minutes to allow that really to go into the mind so we understand it fully. Once we've read it and we really have it in our mind what it is, we're going to be closing our eyes and then we're going to be waiting patiently and listening. We're going to be listening for a message. We're going to be given a message. That's what it's saying, and that's what we have to do. Now, if our minds, it says, suddenly go off and start thinking about things, it says go back to the lesson itself, read over it and do what we did at the beginning, 3 to 4 minutes, get the message back into the mind, moving round, then close your eyes and be really determined to hear this message that is coming for you today with this lesson. So be really determined, get rid of any distractions, don't let anything sort of try and say, oh, you're not going to hear anything, no, nothing's going to come. Be really, really determined to know that you are going to get this message today. You really are. Then for the next part of the day, we've got the blue pen. We're in the second half. So then we're into the second lesson and we're doing the same again. We have the same 15 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes reading over the lesson, then taking it in, closing our eyes, and being patient and listening for the message to go with this lesson. So that's what we're doing in the second practice period. And again, keeping that determination and getting rid of any distractions, because if we're distracted, we go back to the beginning, 3 to 4 minutes, repeat the statement, closing our eyes, waiting for the message. Those are the 2 practice periods you can do, one in the morning and you could do one in the evening. And throughout the day, as we're doing these 2 split lessons, we're having a shorter little green practice periods. And what we're doing with those is we're basically having to use the lesson, taking in the statement, and then keeping that in our minds throughout the day. But if anything distracts us, we're going to be using, there's some comments with each lesson, we're going to be using those little phrases to keep removing the distractions that are taking us off maybe the function of today's lesson. So we want to be really determined to do what we need to do today. We want to be, moving forward with our function, which is to be in alignment, to be connected, not to be separated. That's the whole purpose of all of these. We want to realign, stay connected and moving forward in our day. So these 2 lessons are helping us with that in 2 beautiful ways. So let's get into the lessons. And the first one is, for the morning period, is I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world. Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Some specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance, and this shadow will vanish before the light. So our first part of the day is to be the light of the world and to know I am the light of the world. And to remember this throughout the day. And if suddenly a distracting thought comes, remember saying, let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Don't let anything obscure you. So let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Also, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. So anything that's coming up that is taking you off into a separate little world, let the light of the world shine through this appearance. Shine right through it. And this shadow will vanish before the light. So whatever's coming up, a grievance which can be very darkening to the mind, let this shadow will vanish before the light. This shadow will vanish before the light. So put the light on it, forgiveness, and let it go, which takes us nicely into lesson 62, which is the second one we're reviewing today. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me, and in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light I will see it as it is. Specific forms for using this idea might include, let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. So the second part, we're in forgiveness mode. And this is to let go of all those grievances, the things that are making you separate from your source. Once you forgive, and although we don't really understand what forgiveness is because we've got so much meaning on it and what it means to forgive, so what the true meaning is just to let it go. Let all of the grievances go. Don't put any meaning that it has to be a certain way before you can do that. And allow the lesson itself to teach you what forgiveness actually is by doing the practices and being determined that this is what you're going to do. And then each time that you feel it, you'll understand more and more what actually forgiveness is. So let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. So don't separate. You'll keep your will there that, I will forgive. I will. Because I know that it keeps me close to my light, it keeps me lit up in the world. And I will not use this for an alien purpose. So whatever the ego's trying to say to take you off that seems really, you need to do this, this is why, and making all of what you're doing seem like nonsense when really what it's doing is the nonsense and creating a lot of meaning that doesn't need to be there, then let it go. So 2 wonderful lessons, starting off, I am the light of the world, ending the day, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Those are your 2 lessons. Enjoy them in tandem together. And we'll see you as always tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.